Hello everyone. Now we are into session number 31 and the topic of our discussion is the play A Streetcar Named Desire, written by American playwright Tennessee Williams. What we will be doing in this session is to look into some major events which happen in scene 1 of the play, and we will be making a critical analysis of scene number 1 of this play, A Streetcar Named Desire. The entire play is divided into 11 scenes. The play consists of 11 scenes. So, what we will be doing from this session onwards is to analyze the play scene by scene. And in the last 3 sessions, we had an elaborate discussion about the playwright Tennessee Williams and also about the play Streetcar Named Desire and its significance in American literary scenario and also its significance to the post Second World War American society. We also looked into what are the major symbols and themes which can be analyzed in this play, A Streetcar Named Desire. The play was written and published in the year 1947, and in the same year it was enacted by a group of artists of Broadway Theatre in New York City, and it was made into a very successful commercially successful movie in the year 1951, where Marlon Brando, a famous Hollywood actor, he plays the role of Stanley Kowalski. And in the year 1951 itself, this work of Tennessee Williams gets the most prestigious Pulitzer Prize award. Okay. Analyzing the themes and symbols in the last session, I think by this time you are very much clear that this play has layers of meanings in it. So, you can find ambiguities in the characters, their dialogue and the events and various symbols which are employed by the playwright to explain the motive of the play. So, there are some important themes such as the theme of sexual desire and the theme of fantasy and the theme of alcoholism and drunkenness, and we also understood the symbolic significance of certain props which are used on the stage, such as the role of shadow. Then you have a paper lantern, and then and the drunkenness of Blanche and Stanley. These are all carry a symbolic significance throughout the play. And we have also understood that Tennessee Williams he employs a Freudian approach in this play, where he is more interested into psychological developments which takes place in the minds of the characters. Okay, in that way you can say that the characters which he creates are round characters. Okay, which means you see a gradual development in the action. So, this is what one can analyze when you read the play. So, what we will be doing from this session onwards is to analyze the play scene wise, and what I suggest is that make sure that you read the original play before you watch this video and listen to this lecture, because in my video lecture I will not be explaining the play with every dialogue. So what I will be doing is to look into major events which takes place in that particular scene and what is their significance to the development of plot in the play. That is what I will be doing. So let's start with this session where we see scene number 1. So the objective of this session is to explain and analyze the major events in the plot of the play A Streetcar Named Desire, and we are looking into scene number 1. So at the end of the session, students will be able to enhance their literary perspective of the play by analyzing the events which happen in scene number 1, and also you can look into the thematic and symbolic concerns in the play. So, scene 1 starts with Blanche DuBois arriving to the city of New Orleans. So, this is the starting point of the play, and she has come here from Laurel, Mississippi, and now she is here, Blanche DuBois, to meet her sister Stella Kowalski. She is married to a man named Stanley Kowalski, and they stay in the city of New Orleans, which is in the state of Louisiana in the southern part of United States. So she arrives, and the very first dialogue of Blanche DuBois in the play, when she says that she took a streetcar named Desire, and then she got down near cemeteries, and then she has to find the Elysian fields, and finally she has arrived at a particular French quarter, where she is very much astonished to see the setting, because she could not believe that her sister Stella is today staying in a place which is something unimaginable for Blanche, considering the sophisticated aristocratic affiliation they have in their past. But the fact has to be accepted by Blanche. So she arrives. So when she arrives, what happens, that is what is the beginning point of scene number 1. So what you see when the play begins, that Eunice, the neighbor of Stanley and Stella Kowalski, and this lady lives with her husband Steve on the upstairs of Stella's apartment. So what you see is Eunice and a Negro woman. They are sitting on the steps of the building when Stanley and his friend Mitch, they arrive in the beginning. So as soon as Stanley and Mitch arrives, Stanley from below itself, he calls for Stella, his wife, and she appears on the first floor of her apartment, and Stanley from below itself, he tosses her some meat, and also he says that he is going for bowling game, and he questions Stella if she is interested so that she can come and watch him playing bowling, and Stella happily accepts his offer, and she joins him, and they all, Stanley, Stella and Mitch, Stanley's friend, okay, they all go out for a bowling game. So just after Stella, she leaves her apartment, it is at this point that Blanche DuBois, her elder sister, who is about 30 years old, who has traveled from Laurel, Mississippi, and now she is in the city of New Orleans. She arrives and she reaches Elysian Parks, and she looks at the address and at her surroundings, and she is very much shocked that her sister Stella lives in such a place. So I have already explained it, that Blanche is unable to understand the fact that how is it possible for a woman like Stella with so much of aristocratic upbringing is able to live in a ghetto like this, in a quarter like this. It is something shocking and unacceptable for her, but we will come to know what is the reason for Stella to adjust herself to the scenario in which she is staying. So what you see here, a contrasting approach towards life, which is portrayed through these two characters, Blanche and Stella. Though they are sisters, they have same aristocratic upbringing, but their approach towards life is very much different. Stella, she is a woman who is more realistic in her approach, and she accepts harsh realities of life, and she compromises with them, and she tries to lead her life with whatever she has got. And it is her attraction towards Stanley, maybe you can call it as a sexual attraction also, which has made her to reject her earlier aristocratic background and upbringing and to stay in a place like this. So it is Stanley who is the force behind Stella's you know reason of staying in such a place, and these things become very much evident in the next part of the play. So what happens in the scene 1? So when she comes, Blanche, she is unable to find the exact apartment of her sister Stella. So she speaks to Eunice and the Negro woman who are sitting, and she is helped into Kowalski apartment. Eunice, the landlady. Okay, so Eunice, she says that yes, this is the address you are looking for. Your sister Stella and her husband Stanley, they stay here, and she helps Blanche to get into Kowalski apartment. And Eunice, while having conversation with Blanche, she comes to know that she is the elder sister of Stella, and she astonishingly she says that she has seen pictures of Dubois' home in their estate named Bella Rive. Okay, remember the name, the estate, the earlier estate where they led a very sophisticated life. Okay, Dubois, Stella and Blanche, along with the other members of Dubois family. That estate is a very lavish and comfortable estate, Bella Rive, and Eunice mentions that I have seen the pictures. Okay, and Eunice, after helping Blanche to reach the Kowalski apartment, she says that she would go and fetch Stella. So it is this it is at this point now Blanche is alone in the Kowalski apartment. She goes through the things in the apartment, and it is a very shocking experience for her. She is unable to imagine her sister living in a place like that. See, this is a play where you have to watch the play to understand what exactly I am trying to explain. Because the stage adaptation is a wonderful way of understanding a particular play. I have already explained in my earlier session that the stage is set in such a way that one can see the outside and inside of Kowalski apartment. That is also very much symbolic in the nature to understand what runs in the mind of a person and what exactly he or she behaves outside, okay, in the outside world. So it is a shocking experience for her to see the place in which her sister Stella is living today. And what happens finally? Stella arrives after getting the news that her sister is here in New Orleans at her apartment. So both Stella and Blanche, they greet each other with some emotion. Okay, so it's a very emotional moment for both the sisters. They are meeting for after a very long time. See, when Blanche, she sees Stella for the first time, okay, here in this scene, she calls her name thrice, Stella, Stella, Stella. Okay, so the name Stella is also very significant because Stella in Latin refers to a star. Okay, so what is the Tennessee Williams has made a very deliberate attempt at naming his characters or giving a particular name to his characters. The character of Stanley Kowalski is very much influenced by the person whom he met when he was working in a shoe factory earlier. But both the names Blanche Dubois and Stella, it is they carry different meanings from what they appear outside. Okay, Blanche on the one side, Dubois refers to a white woman in white from the forest, symbolic of purity, whereas Stella refers to a star in Latin language. So what is the significance of this name? That Stella serves as a kind of guiding star for both Blanche and her husband Stanley throughout the play. So in this way you can understand the symbolic significance of the name Stella in the play. So they both speak very emotionally, and it's a very touching moment, and both are very happy to see each other after a very long time. And Stella, when she was forced by Blanche and questioned by her sister Blanche that how is it possible for her to stay in a place like this, It is something unimaginable considering their aristocratic background. Stella says that how much she needs Stanley. It is like she is very much addicted to this man, Stanley. And but on the other hand, Blanche seems to be of disapproval of this relationship. Okay, so it is the point in the play when Blanche has not met Stanley yet, so she is unable to understand what exactly her sister is trying to say, because Stella says no, she is content and happy and she has decided to stay in this place and she wants to stay with Stanley, and Blanche is very much in disapproval of their relationship. Okay, so the scene continues, and when you see the conversation between Blanche and Stella, there are some more important revelations which happen. Blanche, she says that she has a bad news, and she explains and she tells Stella that Bella Rive, their lavish mansion and estate, had been lost for the cause of debt, and it was kept as a mortgage. She lost it. Now Bella Rive is no more their property. This is one thing, a very shocking revelation for Stella. And Blanche also says that with her teacher's salary, she couldn't keep the place up. This is the reason for which she lost Bella Rive. And she also says that she stayed there and she fought for Bella Rive, and she was the one who took care of all the relatives while Stella left to lead her life with Stanley. So is it just a revelation, or is it a kind of complaining she is making? That becomes evident in the next scenes of the play. But one thing is clear here, that Blanche is saying that she was the one who stood with their relatives in the last moment of their lives. It is she who took care of them, everyone, whereas Stella appeared to be very selfish in nature, that she decides to shift and lead her life with Stanley, but it is Blanche who took care of all their relatives. But unfortunately, with the limited salary she was getting from her profession of a teacher, she was unable to save the property Bella Rive. She stayed and fought for Bella Rive, caring for all the relatives while Stella left. And Blanche is full of resentment, which makes Stella cry. So at this point, Blanche appears to be very much in a situation of sadness and remorse that she was unable to save their property Bella Rive, and it makes Stella cry when Blanche says that she was the one who took care of everyone, but Stella left for Stella left everyone for Stanley. While Stella, after expressing her emotions for crying for some time, she goes to the bathroom, washes her face, and it is at this point Stanley comes back home. So this is the first encounter of the Blanche and Stanley in the play. Okay, so these two are totally contrasting characters. You can say the one as the protagonist, the other one as antagonist. Whereas Blanche appears to be the protagonist of the play, where she is the center, whereas Stanley can be seen as an antagonist, a negative character, because of the subsequent actions which he does in the play. You will come to know in the next scenes. So this is the first encounter of Blanche and Stanley. Blanche is from a very aristocratic background. She appears to be very soft in nature, very sophisticated. The language, the way she dresses, the way she behaves, everything is very sophisticated in nature, whereas Stanley appears to be very rude, very masculine, and he is unsophisticated in a way he talks and behaves with people. Okay, so what happens in their first encounter is the next significant part of scene number 1. While coming back to home, Stanley, Steve and Mitch, they have already made plan for a poker game, a poker night, where they all gather and they spend their time playing this game called poker. So he comes back after leaving his friends outside. So as soon as he comes there, he enters and he gives Blanche a frank stare. Okay, very important. It is not just the words they utter which is significant, but the kind of glance the characters share in the play is also very much significant. So as soon as Stanley enters and he encounters a Blanche there, and Stella was not there, she was in the bathroom, he gives a very frank stare, which means that Stanley is not a person who is shy or who controls his emotions. He is a one who gives a very frank stare, which means he is not afraid or he is not at all affected by the presence of Blanche. Okay, uh, in his apartment. So he gives a very frank stare, and it results in a very awkward conversation because they both appear to be in a kind of disapproval of their behavior and existence. That is what you can witness when you read their conversation in scene 1. Stanley appears to be very coarse and rough and compared to the delicate Blanche, and he is very much well built and sexually attractive man. So what you have to understand that Blanche on the first sight may appear very much annoyed with Stanley, but on the other hand, what is running in her mind, that is important, that she has got attracted towards Stanley. That is what we have discussed in the earlier part when we looked into the themes of sexual desire and outside and inside world, where what appears outside need not be something which is happening inside the mind of the character. So it is like she got attracted towards the sexuality of Stanley, a well built, robust, muscular man, and maybe this is because of her disturbing past, marital past, her marriage life, where she has already lost her husband when she was very young. At the age of 16, she got married to a man, and later it was revealed that he turns out to be a homosexual, and it in turn results in him committing suicide. And when compared to the feminine aspect he associates with her dead husband, Stanley appears to be very virile, very muscular, attractive, and somewhere in her mind she was very much attracted by Stanley's appearance, physical appearance, and maybe at this point she realizes why Stella says that she is very much addicted to Stanley and she doesn't want to leave this Kowalski apartment in New Orleans, and she doesn't want to come back to her earlier past. Okay. So through their conversation there is one more important revelation which happens in the last part of scene 1, the conversation between Blanche and Stanley, that Blanche had a husband long ago, and but the young man died, something which I explained just now. It's not that she is unmarried, she was a married woman. She had a very short-lived, disturbing the bond with her dead husband, because we know that he committed suicide after the fact that he was a homosexual was revealed to his wife, and something very disturbing for Blanche. And it is at this point in the play that on the stage audience they hear the music of polka, a musical instrument, and this music is very much significant throughout the play, because this music brings back Blanche her earlier memories. It is symbolic of her past, disturbing past. Okay, so throughout the play this music plays a very significant past. Whenever we hear about the past of Blanche and her reaction to her past and her reminiscence of past, we see in the background that the music is played. Okay, so these are some of the important events which happen in scene 1. It is a opening scene. This is it brings the audience to the Kowalski apartment, where it is located, what kind of setting it is. It is a very multicultural cosmopolitan setting in the city of New Orleans, but it can also be a kind of ghetto where most of the working class people live. And what happens in the beginning of the play, Blanche arrives. She is very much shocked to see the kind of place where her sister is living, and we know the reason. And then when she encounters her sister Stella, she appears very happy and she reunites with her sister. And and in the same scene, she reveals some shocking truths about what has happened earlier. She tells that she was unable to save Bella Rive. She lost it, because of the limited salary she was getting as a teacher. But we will come to know what exactly is the reason today she is here. But on the first appearance, Blanche is giving all these reasons for which she left Laurel, Mississippi, and now today she is here in New Orleans. And we also see the first encounter or meeting between Blanche and Stanley, two contrasting characters. In the very first scene itself, it is evident to the audience that they are in a kind of disapproval of each other's behavior and appearance. Stella appears to be very refined and sophisticated, but is it true? Is it true? Okay, so we are not aware of her true past, whereas on the other hand, Stanley appears to be very masculine and virile and rough in his behavior, though Blanche makes it clear that she was not impressed by the appearance of Stanley, the kind of behavior she saw in Stanley. But deep inside her mind, we also come to know that she is attracted to the virile masculinity of Stanley. Okay, so these are some of the important events of scene number 1. So what you can do that read the scene one more time, the original play, and then look into the analysis here, and maybe definitely you can come up with your own observations of scene 1. So these are the significant or important events of scene 1 of the play Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. Thank you.